Hi. Happy birthday to me. Is anybody going to come to my birthday party? I just got back from church. Oh, and my tea is ready. I got back from church just in time. So, welcome. If nobody shows up, I will probably go off of here. But anyways, yes, it's my birthday. I had a good birthday. I went to eat with my son last night. His birthday was last month. I'm going to get my tea. I like the cinnamon tea. So I went to a women's meeting at a local church that my neighbor told me about. She worked, she worked late and she wasn't able to go. But I went and it was pretty good. It's pretty interesting. Just going to open up my YouTube side. So it's kind of late, I know, for the YouTube side. Hey, Pam is here. Hi, Pam. I'm going to turn up my volume here. Thanks, Pam. Thanks for coming in. I'm going to drop the link. Have you ever come up on a live, Pam? Do you want to come up? You're the only one here. So, and it does have to be someone I know. There it is. Oh, I love the orchid. My orchid's over here. Yes, isn't it pretty? I've always wanted one of these. I love the colors. And I think I need to not get roses at Target because my roses are all droopy. Roses I got myself, but they're all droopy already. And I don't think I've had them a week. And then he got me chocolate. He knows I love chocolate. But I'm starting this bright line eating, and it's no sugar. And I said I had cupcakes. My cupcake recipe for my son last month made that vase was my mom's vase. The cupcakes made like 34 cupcakes. So, gosh, I was able to give him 2 dozen, and I had almost a dozen. I had a dozen, and then I gave him the rest. And I put them in the freezer, and I got so sick of them, you guys, that I'm not really. They're here, they're frozen. I'm probably just gonna put them back in the freezer. And then I got just about to start on this bright line eating with no sugar. And at the women's meeting, they gave me a cookie. Isn't it pretty? Hey, Purple Tube. Welcome in. Haven't seen you in a long time. Let me pay you my little ditty I just learned. If I don't mess it up, maybe. I never play my flute. I need to practice. So, like, I've been practicing eating less sugar, and look at this. I got these M&Ms, you guys, but it's just like for looks because I got this. I keep shopping at Target and getting stuff from my apartment at Target. I got this candy dish at Target and filled it up with these M&Ms, but I've only had like 3 of them. I'm not eating them. They're just for looks. And I got, this is my grandmother's antique candy dish. And sometimes I think I'm gonna have to start putting nuts in it because see, I got these kisses and like I've only had one. Hey Dan, I've only had one, so I am starting. And then I kind of lost my appetite with the COVID, and I lost 5 pounds, and I'm like, okay, we got a jump start on it, and so this channel I've been. I joined her classes. Copy Childhood Fairy was talking about the Sprite line eating, and so I'm like, I'm gonna do this because I keep on being on the borderline of the diabetic, and then she actually did say my A1C was. I got my A1C down though. It was I'm trying to think. It was 6.6, where she wanted to put me on the metformin, but she agreed not to. I didn't want to. And I got my A1C down. I think it was to 6.2. And so she was really happy with that. Hey Ronald. Welcome in, welcome in. I will drop the link again if anybody wants to come up. And yeah, I will say I got new clothes at I'm in my Georgia Bulldog colors. That's where my son graduated from. That's where Ian went to school, University of Georgia. So I'm in the red and black, and I got this. I'm going to take my jacket off, though. It's chilly outside. It's chilly here now at night, but it's warms up pretty good in the day. Let me see. What is it right now? It's 47. That's funny. Now it says 51. Where I was, it was 47, and over here it's 51 now. That's weird though, because it wasn't really that far away. It was like 10 minutes away where I went. Another part of Denver. Oh, yeah, that's good. So when I had COVID, I watched this series that was very interesting on Netflix called Unwell. Did anybody see that? Unwell. And it was really interesting. 87 there. Man, yeah, I know it's hot there. Been watching Roy and Becky, and they're like, it's 93. They got the AC still running. Hi, Pamela. Yeah, so they talked about essential oils, and just like it was like going through like all the pros and cons of these certain things, and like the multi-level marketing and the oils, essential oils, and how nobody makes any money. That reminded me of when I sold Mary Kay. I tried selling Mary Kay. It was one of the things I tried. I tried everything, you guys. I literally did. I tried everything to make some money before I just started doing Airbnb. And they went through a bunch of things. So on this Unwell series, they talked about aloesca. Like, I don't think I'll ever try that. People stinging themselves with bees, which I don't think I had ever heard of. That was very interesting. And fasting, that can sometimes be dangerous. And I didn't know that there's these places where they monitor you. That seems like it's the safest way to do it, though. And they followed this one lady that, and I think she lost like 30. She fasted for 28 days, and I think she lost like 30 pounds. I was like, that's a lot. But how, it's good for some people, and it's can be dangerous for some people. And it was very interesting. So I bought my it's a little baby that I always had. My mom said it was in the flowers she got when I was born. It's a little ceramic baby. I had so many things, and I had to decide what to keep and what not to keep. Like, the vase was one of my mom's. I had several of my mother's vases. This was one that was from my sister, that at one time she had my brother Mark's ashes in it, and it's very pretty, so I decided to keep it. My sister has one just like it. So yeah. Hey, Ben. Hello. Successful. Thanks. A new star. Thanks. That's nice. Amway, yeah. But one of the things they said about the essential oils is they're not really supposed to be safe for consumption. And people are always saying to put them in this and that and the other thing. But anyways. So how about a poem? Say my sassy poem for you. This is called, what's it called? Oh, Ginger Me. That's what it's called. Look, what is my redheaded poem called? It had a name. Blondes have all the fun. They're the lucky ones, and gentlemen prefer them. Seems bad boys prefer me. Perhaps another shade of dye is worth a try. But my cousin says her red hair makes her fly. They look at her, they look at me. If he's male, we'll get it for free. She's got sass, she's got spunk. She knows that God don't make junk. They call me red, a firecracker, they said. I no longer care what they say. What's in my heart can't be taken away. Someday my hair will fade, and I'll let it stay gray, or go white, as redheads do. But the fire in my heart will burn on, and to my king I'll sing this song. His love is deeper than the ocean. He washes away my brokenness. He whispers to my heart, his love for me will never part. Yeah, and I saw the crown on the Canva when I was doing the thumbnail, and that's because I have this crown tattoo, which is for, I think it's Psalm 45. I should look it up real quick. I think it's Psalm 45. So the king will desire your beauty because he is your Lord. Worship and honor him. The crown goes with the Jesus, one time right after getting them a man was at a football game. Why was I at a football game? trying to think. I was at a football game. And none of my kids play football. They played soccer. I was a soccer mom. But for some reason, I was at a football game. It must have been a soccer game on the football field. But and this man was asking me about them, and so my tattoos, and I didn't have the ones on this side yet. And that's a broken heart with the light shining through. But anyways, so the short explanation, I was just like, Jesus is my king. I was like, now go away, leave me alone. No, I didn't say that. I may have thought it, but I didn't say it. I love this tea I got. It's cinnamon. I was drinking it Monday night too. Thanks for coming in to say hi, Ben. Yeah, I know it's late on the East Coast. Thank you for coming in to say hi. Does anybody want to come up? I will drop the link again. But yeah, it was really nice getting to see my son last night, and he found a really good steak place. And like the last time I saw him, I had brought him these cupcakes for his birthday, was September 14th. And he had been sick. And then I went out of town for the Joyce Meyer conference. And then I came back and I was sick. And he went out of town. So I hadn't seen him in like 4 weeks about. So that was really fun. That was really nice. And that's why I'm here, so I can see him, more often. Oh my goodness. What? So how are you doing? Just recently? I pray for your speedy recovery, Dan. So you guys, I'm in Denver. Colorado, where my younger son lives. So one of the things, like I didn't know how long I was going to do it for, but one of the things traveling around in the RV I was doing was deciding on where to settle. And I don't know if I'm going to stay here long term. I might though. I don't know. I kind of eventually want to settle back in California, but I still could stay here for a few years. My parents did this because they moved to Florida in 1979. And so that's why I ended up on the East Coast. And I met my ex in Boca Raton. He actually lived next door to me. And we got married in Florida, and he got a job with the Air Force Base in Georgia. And that's how we ended up in Georgia for 32 years and raised our kids in Georgia. It's cold at night. So yeah, it's like 50 degrees right now. Yeah. Where are you at, Pamela? Wyoming's pretty. I've gone through there a couple of times now on my way back here from Oregon. I usually stop in Wyoming. Yeah, I was in oh, you're in California. Hey, Timmy Ray. Thanks for that. So yeah, it was really interesting tonight. So my neighbor that I met here at my apartment complex invited me to this women's Christian meeting because I had told her I was going to Joyce Meyer, and she said, I go to this Christian women's meeting that's monthly, and why don't you come? And it ended up being on my birthday. And I don't know if Nicole remembered that it was my birthday, but anyways, she worked too late, so she didn't even end up being able to go. She's like, I'm trying to get out of work, but I don't think I'm gonna make it. I'm like, it's okay. So anyways, and so I found out, so they had soup. I didn't know that. I ate before I went, so I didn't really eat that. I tried some soup, but I didn't really eat much because I ate before I went. I didn't know there was going to be any food. And like I said, they gave me cookies. And I'm just going to quit the sugar. It's effort. It's called Flourish. It's called Flourish, this meeting. And it's at this church called Thrive. And but what was interesting is she started talking about being brave, and like she showed brave women up on the thing. Like she talked about Rosa Parks, and then the woman that got shot by the Taliban. I didn't know the woman's name. I think I had heard of her, but not the woman that died recently. But this was someone else. But and then she showed a picture of Wonder Woman. I brought this out. This is one of my. This is a Black Widow cosplay as her when I was thinner. So that's like my goal to get. These are. I used to have these little toys on the table at my Airbnb, and then Little Mermaid. But anyways, back to my story. This lady, she didn't talk about either of those women. But what was funny to me, and I was like, what? She started talking about Genesis chapter 19 and Sodom and Gomorrah and Lot and his family. And I'm like, where is she going with this? Because like, there's so many brave women in the Bible. I mean, like, I know the Bible well, and I'm sitting here thinking like, oh, is she going to talk about Deborah in the book of Judges? Is she going to talk about Esther? Who is she going to talk about? She can talk about Ruth, Mary. And she starts talking about Lot's wife. I'm going, what? Lady, she was not brave. What are you talking about? And so I'm sitting here in my head, and I'm even like writing my notes. I'm like, she was a coward. She was not brave. But anyways, so it was interesting. But as she went on and told the story, I know why she was telling it, and it was funny, and it related to me because she was leaving her home, and I guess her husband was a pastor, and they were going to go plant a church somewhere, and they had these choices of where to go, and they had to leave like her home state, I think is Michigan, and I was joking at the restaurant, Timmy Ray, and I said, because I said, this is my son. I don't want them to think like, I feel like we look enough alike, you shouldn't think that, but I don't want them to think I'm a cougar and this is my date, So it's kind of weird, like when I go out with one of my sons by themselves, I don't want them to think that. So I right away said, we're out for it was my son's birthday last month, and it's my birthday this month. So we're going out to eat for our birthdays. So I told him straight up. And the waiter asked how old we were. I said, he's 29. And I said, I'm 29. And I said, I had him when I was 1. I was kidding around. I'm 56. I'm 56, Timmy Ray. So I didn't blow out any candles. I have a candle. I could blow this out, make a wish, right? I had them, but I really got a lot out of this message, even though I was going in my head, I was saying, well, what the heck are you talking about Lot's wife for? I was like, she's not brave. She was a coward. She turned into a pillar of salt. She's a bad example of a brave woman, right? But she went on to tell the story of her wanting to move to Nashville because it wasn't as far away from her hometown and her parents and all that. And I think she just had small children. She has little, she's much younger than me. Thank you. Thank you, Timmy Ray. Hey, loves. I need somebody to come up here. But I'm still telling the story of this lady's story. But and that was funny. And it's interesting too, because I've heard Joyce Meyer. I've been listening to Joyce Meyer for years, for like 30 years. I used to listen to her on the radio when my kids were itty bitty, and she used to be on the radio in Georgia. And I listened to Christian radio all day long. Yeah, Lot's wife is a bad example. Bad example. Not brave, you know? Not brave. I thought it was ridiculous. But when I heard her whole story, and it just the scripture that spoke to her specifically about her coming here to Denver and not going to Nashville. And the thing that perked up my ears there is because, you guys, when I was going to leave Georgia first, because I wanted to leave Georgia, because I tend to run away. It's a thing with me. Oh, Tim's here. Hey, Tim, I didn't see you slip in here. Hi. Nobody's coming up here to join me. Come on, you guys. Don't leave me up here all alone. So anyway, so she started telling this story about wanting to go to Nashville and not wanting to go to Denver. And too, she told the story of her husband, and I was just like, gosh, man, you are so blessed that your husband said this to you. He said to her, now, I don't want to go. I'm not going to go to Denver. He felt like God spoke to him to go to Denver, but he's like, God needs to speak that to you. And that was so like, I was just going, and I'm like, and she's getting angry because she doesn't want to go to Denver. And I'm just like, what a spoiled brat you are, lady. Because I was just like, that is so like against what I was taught, what we were taught in the Baptist church. And like, did you just listen to your husband? And like, you don't have any say. And he's just like, and this guy was so awesome. He was saying like, I want you to hear from God too, that we're supposed to go to Denver. And she was all like being pissy about it. And I'm going, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So the plot thickens, right? And then she said she wasn't, praying like she was supposed to. Like her husband like took the little, because they had little kids, took the little kids to McDonald's or whatever. And she was supposed to be praying and reading the Bible and hearing from God, about where they're supposed to go. And she's sitting on the sofa eating chips and watching the Kardashians. And I'm just going, oh gosh, this message is just getting worse and worse, lady. Where are you going with this? And so it was funny. But the thing about Nashville, though, is that it's only 5 hours from where my kids were in Georgia. And so 2015, I separated from my husband in 2014. I lived in the house with him for 2 years, though, when we were separated. So it was difficult. I moved out of the house in 2016. But before I moved out of the house, I was thinking I was going to move to Nashville. I was like, okay, it's just 5 hours away, because at that point, 4 of my kids were still in Georgia. Ian hadn't left Georgia yet. Ian wasn't done with college, was done at the University of Georgia yet. So I was like, I need to get away from them. I was, wanting to run away, and it wasn't God's timing. And I wanted to move to Nashville. And, I tried to get an apartment in Nashville, and I could not get approved because I didn't have a job and income that was like twice. Like, I only got this apartment here because of the money from my mom and dad, my inheritance, because I don't really have much of an income. So I couldn't get an apartment, so I couldn't move to Nashville. So it was interesting, like, that she wanted to move to Nashville, but ended up in Denver. And that was like my story. Because you guys, when I found out about, it wasn't on van life, it wasn't on YouTube where I learned about van life and living in your RV and all that. It was in a divorced women's, I think it was a narcissistic abuse group on Facebook. And I met this woman, I can't even remember her name, on Facebook. And she did it, and she had a little dog, because I did have a little dog. She had a little dog, and she was going to go and do it and live in her RV for 2 years and travel around. And she ended up loving it and doing it for 4 years. And I was like, I think that's what I want to do, because I'm not sure where I want to go. And then I moved out of the house and moved into our smaller house. And we still weren't divorced yet. We weren't divorced until 2018. So it didn't make sense. It was going to be a pain in the butt still with paperwork and all that if I moved out of state and also I had wanted to substitute teach. And in Tennessee, I looked it up, and I was like, you can't substitute teach in Tennessee with just a high school diploma. In Georgia, I was going to be able to do it, and it was something that fell through. I was going to be able to do it with a class. I took a class at the local college, and you just had to have a college degree. Hi, Nancy. Does anybody want to come up? Y'all are going to leave me up here all alone on my birthday? No, I'm not going to guilt trip you. I want to be alone. I'm so glad to live alone. Oh, does it sound bad? But yeah, I had a difficult roommate in St. Louis, so I am loving. And I had a few characters at my Airbnb, and that's why I had a few characters. It was interesting. So I did the Airbnb for 2 years in the smaller house. We finally got a divorce in 2018. I moved out of the house I moved out of the big house in 2016. I started doing Airbnb in 2017. In 2018, we were finally divorced. 2019, I stopped doing Airbnb. In December, I started downsizing. I had a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. You might have heard me say before, I had 2,000 books. I had 2,000 books, about 100 journals. I had some of my mom's journals. I had, every little picture and paper from school. The Minimalist is what I started watching a lot of minimalist videos when I was downsizing. Like I watched The Minimalist, and he talks about his mom having all the boxes. Well, I have 5 kids. His mom had all these boxes after she passed away, went through her stuff. And I forget what the minimalist guy's name is. But anyways, the blonde guy, he said his mom had 4 boxes of school papers. I had, I didn't have every single paper they ever did, but I had a lot of them. And anything they ever draw, and any little note they wrote to me, Mom, I love you. I'm so thankful for my. Do you want a congratulations on that? But that's not really good, Timmy Ray. Dating 5 women at the same time. That's not really good. So anyways, I had all these papers. Slab City has a library. Oh, and they give the books away if anyone needs to give books away. Yeah, I would put them too in the free libraries. They have the little free library at the park and stuff, and you see them certain places, and people can get a book or put a book there. And I would put them there. Hi, Lori. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, you're one of my kids' ages. So if you were in your 20s, my oldest child is 34. And then my oldest son is 32. And then Ian's 29. And my Claire Bear that has my grandbaby Freya, she's 25. And then my youngest is 21. And I did hear from her a couple of weeks ago. She wanted me to fill out this form about this thing about generational trauma. Very interesting. But anyways, I don't really want to talk about that. But I don't know. Should I try this cookie, guys, before I go on my sugar-free stint? Lately, I've been doing this thing where I just try. So, okay, I had 1 chocolate last night, but I don't think I'm going to really eat those because I'm going on this sugar-free thing. It's so pretty, though. Maybe I shouldn't eat it, huh? I think it's just a sugar cookie. Your oldest is 52. Wow. Almost my age. Yeah, it's just a sugar cookie. Yeah, you could be my mom. That's my kids right there. And that's the oldest. It's Sarah. That's Claire Bear. That's Teddy. That's Lydia. And that's Ian, who lives here. Oh, I wanted to finish the story about Lot's wife. So it was so funny that she, it almost made me emotional when she read it. I'm gonna read it. So a friend that I met at the Joyce Meyer conference at the hotel I was staying at, Tiny, I call her Tiny. Now I forgot her real name. What's her real name? It says on my Instagram. She should have, she gave me this Bible. She gave me a nice Bible. And as you know, I found one at, because I only kept one of my Bibles. I had like 20 or some, I had so many Bibles. It was ridiculous. I had so many Bibles, and some of my kids' little Bibles from when they were little. And Lydia had a purple Bible with sparkles on it. And so I donated a lot of Bibles to the Friends of the Library also. And I kept one, which was my Bible when I was in high school. Hey, Char. Welcome in. Thank you for coming. So this was the verse she read. It's interesting because she was being rebellious, and she was sitting there watching the Kardashians, and she didn't want to hear from God about where they should move to in church plant. And then, hi, Midnight Rider. Thank you for sharing my live out. Appreciate it. I don't want to get a real job, so you guys, this is my fake job this time. Airbnb now YouTube and writing. I'm gonna get my books published. So, but anyway, so she said she didn't want to read her Bible, and she had one of the Bibles that was like a daily Bible, right? And so when she got to this part of the story, it kind of made sense why she chose Lot's wife. But I was just like, I'm just like the whole time I'm not like actively going like this, but in my mind I'm going, no, Lot's wife is not brave. And what are you talking about, lady? You're crazy. and then she said when she opened up her Bible, she wanted to hear about God, about moving to Nashville or moving to Denver, and she went to this. She read all of it, but this was the point she was getting to when she got to this point, and it's in Genesis 19. Run for your lives and don't look back or stop anywhere in the valley. Escape to the mountains or you will be swept away. And I don't know if any of you guys remember, but last year when I was going live every week, and I was in that van life community, I would count my day. I was copying that van lifer dude that I was crushing on, who anyways ended up being a bully and leading others to bully me. But I was copying him, and I was counting my days since I escaped from Georgia. And a couple of people said to me too, like, oh, that's negative. You shouldn't say that. And blah, 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 blah. And even my brother said that to me. And I'm like, why? You know, if you're escaping something that's not for you anymore, and it was something that I feel like I was supposed to do. And like, you guys, in the middle of this, in the middle of my downsizing and my plan to sell my house, buy an RV, and travel around the country, guess what happened? 2020, the pandemic. Here's a brave girl right here. Here's a brave girl right here. When the pandemic hit and I started thinking, oh no, I can't do this, I started to spiral down the rabbit hole again into my depression that I had in 2019. And I'm like, I gotta still try and do this. And it worked. And I really think it was God's plan. I talk about before that I walked away from God. Well, I got the plan was before I walked away from God. And I still had the plan and was going through with that plan. And trying to do it my way without God, which was stupid. The farther I got away from God, you guys, the more anxious I became. And it's like at the beginning of my journey going out in my RV, I had less anxiety than at the end when I went to see my kids in Georgia, and it wasn't really time yet for me to go see my kids in Georgia. And then I got locked out of my van. My potty was leaking. I got locked out of my RV. I mean, I didn't have a van. I have an RV. Those other people had vans. But anyways, it was so profound when she read that verse. Escape to the mountains. I did it, y'all. And so then it made more sense, her talking about Lot's wife. But I still don't think that Lot's wife is a good example of a brave girl. She was not brave. She was cowardly. And Joyce Meyer talks about the verse that says, remember Lot's wife. And both Joyce Meyer and this lady that talked tonight made the point that the Bible doesn't tell you her name. But the brave ones, their name, like Mary, Ruth, Esther, Deborah. Yes, that's right. Oh, everything happens for a reason, Char. No worries. It taught me a big lesson. First off, oh no, I did. It was a locksmith Timmy Ray. I guess I didn't in the video, did I? Maybe didn't. I got a locksmith the next day. This lady tonight was talking about people she left behind, but I believe she had her 2 children with her. But too, it spoke to me about looking back and, that I need to go forward. They say there's a reason the rear view mirrors are small. You're supposed to just focus on what's ahead of you. And but the Bible doesn't say her name, and she turned into a pillar of salt. And she was not trusting, what God said. And, and there's things I need to leave behind. And that was another thing too, when I was in Georgia. Another mistake I made is, but I felt like, even good comes out of the mistakes we make, like Romans 8:28 says, God works all things together for your good, is the only phone number I could remember, because I locked my my cell phone in my RV, was my ex's phone number. And I was there in, where they lived, and I couldn't remember my son's number. And neither of them were at the house anyways, but I was in the city where my ex lives, and my son was living at that time, my oldest son. And I called my ex to try to get into my RV, which I shouldn't have done. And I didn't need to, and he couldn't get in it anyways, and he was drunk. But from that, I found out that my he was telling me, though, to, twist the knife, because I wasn't talking to her at the time. He had told me that we were expecting our first grandbaby. He had told me that Claire was pregnant. So, and in June, after I came here, Claire called me, and she invited me to come see her when she gets in her house. And they were supposed to get into their house last month, but they may be in it soon, but they had a plumbing problem. And I wasn't really ready to travel last month anyways. I was going to go. So St. Louis is about halfway to Philly from here. So I was going to, after I went to the conference, go, but her house is not ready. So, and I really wasn't feeling like traveling right then. I just got in this apartment and I love it. And I'm enjoying just sitting in one place right now. But I went to Joyce Meyer conference in St. Louis and then came back, and then I got sick. So, well, I had to raise the traumatized girls himself. Yeah. But, yeah, there's other stuff in that story that I'm like, no, I don't even want to go into. I don't there's some stories in the Bible, y'all. Whoa. Yeah. So son-in-law thought he was joking. I don't remember that part of the story, Pamela. I don't know. I don't think they were. I know, like, the men of Sodom and Gomorrah were so evil they wanted to sleep with the angels, and then Lot offered them his daughters, and I was like, what the heck? He didn't seem like a very good father to me to do that. But anyways, I don't know. That's in the Bible. Good night, Nancy. Thanks for coming in. Hi, Richard. Thank you. Oh, yeah, you may have more children. They did have a lot of children back then, too, so. And, yeah, and Lot probably got another wife. He probably got another wife to help him raise his children. But I think they were about grown. Yeah. But still, I cringed at that part of the story. Thanks for sharing that scripture, Timmy Ray. Still, I like these. I'll have these for my birthday instead of the cake. Oh, we got a piece of cake from the restaurant. We were both full, so we didn't order cake. But since I told them it was our birthday, they gave us a piece of cake, and when we got back here, we split it in two, and Ian took half of it, and I took half of it, and I did eat that. Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better. Thank you, Richard. I'm almost to an hour. I got these at Target. They're like teddy bears. Oh, they're fish. See? I got like 25 cents at Target. I don't even know how much they were. I think they were probably like $3, something like that. But yeah, I got these. Well, I got this leather look jacket. I got these red pants and red shirt. I had a dress, y'all, but I felt like it needed to be ironed. I was gonna wear the dress tonight, but I felt like it needed to be ironed, and I got an iron, but Target was out of ironing boards, so I didn't have an ironing board. So I couldn't iron my dress. I knew it was gonna be chilly later, so I wore my pants and shirt. And I've had these earrings a long time. I even used to call them my ear wings. They're angel wings. And this is a cross from my mom, which is opal. And I was with my dad, and we were at the fair, and he got it for her. 2004, long time ago. My mom's like me. She had a lot of collections. She had several different crosses. And so my sister took a couple of them. I took this one. I have another one that's just gold cross. And I have one that's hanging on the wall in my bedroom that is a cross she got in Sedona, Arizona. I'll show you. Look at my van. I had fun decorating. It's dark in here. Let me turn my llama lamp on. It's my llama lamp. I got the llama lamp at Lowe's, but this is the cross my mom bought in Sedona at the beautiful church on the hill. It's like a church that's in the side of the hill in Sedona, Arizona. And this is a dream catcher my youngest daughter made for me on Christmas. And this is a cross made out of wood that my oldest daughter got in Dominican Republic, or maybe Costa Rica. I'm trying to think. She went to two places. I think she got it in Dominican Republic, though. She was in Dominican Republic for a whole year, volunteering as a nurse and Those are other things I have hanging. This is the bird. Hope is a thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings a song without the words and never stops at all. Emily Dickinson. This is Jesus and the Little Children. That's from Mission San Luis Obispo, near where my parents lived. Can you hear me? This is Still I Rise, Maya Angelou. Oh, that's that. Oh, this is good. We got this in St. Louis area. Sometimes what you're most afraid of doing is the very thing that will set you free. Yeah. Oh, mi casa is su casa. And did you guys see my elephant from Serenity Art Studio? My bunny. And my tree. I got this in Illinois. It was at this place near where my RV was stored. Let me plug back in so we don't go out. There, that was a tour. Oh, thank you. No Walmart brand coffee pots. Are they bad? I don't know where my coffee pots from was Gladys. Gladys had like 4 coffee pots and she doesn't even drink coffee. I'm like, do you care if I take this? She's like, no. I was like, okay. I'm taking it then. I'm thinking of going to courtside in January, you guys. I'm either going to buy, well, now I'm thinking I might not buy one. I might just rent a trailer to go to courtside in January. And weird stuff is at the stores right now. What's this? The flea market. I'm still trying not to collect too much stuff. And I decided, this is like this is a 1-bedroom apartment. And I got these bar stools to sit at the bar, and I decided to not even get a kitchen set. And I was going to rent furniture, but it was like so expensive that I just bought this furniture because it was going to be almost, though when I picked it out, it worked out better to get my furniture after I was in here because I could see like what I wanted and what I needed and what there was room for better. And so I slept on a mat on the floor in there before I got my bed. And then I went to this American Furniture Warehouse that's here. Did I eat any chicken wings? I'm sure I did. I like chicken wings. So I was sleeping on the mat on the floor, and then I found this, and I find places, you guys. I just like a Siri, where's the nearest furniture store? Came up, American Furniture Store. It's like down the street. And I did still, though, have them delivered because that was the thing. I didn't really want to bother my son and his friend. I moved in here on a Wednesday too, anyways. So when I didn't have that, I just did it by myself because I didn't have that much stuff. did all the stuff in my car again and came over here. Oh, I did 2 trips though, because I had gotten a little bit of stuff from my apartment, but not any big stuff. Like I think I had gotten some silverware, and I had the mats to sleep on the floor. But anyways, when I went to furniture place, then they were able to deliver it in three days, and I ordered like most everything the first day I was there, and I found the bunny picture. Because at first I saw a picture with a tree, and I got that, but I forgot I have that one with this one over here with the tree. But one Halloween, my daughter, my youngest, was Alice, and I was the Red Queen. What? Aaron, furniture rental? I think I went by one of those places. But I ordered the sofa, the light, the colorful light I got at Lowe's though, with the llama lamp, before I got all the furniture. And thanks for coming in, Char. Appreciate it. I've got an hour. So I'll probably finish up, and it's 10 o'clock here. What's with that question? When you had your RV, did you eat any chicken wings? But so, yeah, I was very happy with my furniture that I found, and then I got the TV stand that has the TV stands on the side. That TV stand, it has a little fireplace. I'll show you. I got these tables at the World Market, and this one has the eye on it, like my Need to Breathe song, Keep Your Eyes Open. And the furniture store, they put all my furniture together and everything. But the tables I got at the World Market and put them in my RAV and brought them here. But then Ian stopped by after work, and so he put the tables together for me. So that was really nice. Yes, I'm on Mountain Time in Denver. Denver is on Mountain Time. You guys see the little pumpkin I found? It says home on it. That was at Target also. I got annoyed with Walmart, Char, because I got my grill at Target and my propane. I got some cookies from there, from the World Market before too. Yeah, but I'm gonna cut out the sugar, guys. There's my cookie. I'm done with my cookie. Throw it away, and I'm gonna put my cupcakes back in the freezer. But yeah. I'm really glad to be here, and like in August, it was so awesome because it was getting really annoying with getting the money from my dad, and my inheritance, my siblings actually were making it difficult, and Merrill Lynch was making it difficult, and I was so upset. And I got 2 tickets to go to One Republic, and I didn't know if my son was going to be able to go with me, and it just happened to be at that time, and he was able to go. I think it was on the 13th of August. It was right when I got back from California. And he was able to go with me, and we had so much fun. And I was like, this is really awesome. Because, that's why I'm here, so I can see him more often, when he has time off or is available. Not that I'm like see him all the time. And I was in his basement for a month before I went to California. And then I was supposed to get in this different apartment. There wasn't even as nice as this. I was supposed to get in this different apartment, and that fell through. The pumpkin was 10 cents. No, the pumpkin was not 10 cents. So anyways, I was really glad to be able to go to the One Republic concert. And we were just like, we were both stressed out about the money from my dad. And we were just like, let's not talk about it. Just like, and you know what? I let it go, and like we had really good time. And I was so glad he was able to go with me. I didn't get expensive seats, but I got 2 seats. And what else was cute was I just did this, and I didn't remember I did it until I looked at the tickets, and I was like, oh, I got 13 and 14. That's our birthdays. Because his birthday is September 14th and my birthday is September 13th. And so we were way up in the nosebleed, but we were in seat 13 and 14. And he really likes One Republic. Like I didn't know for sure. I thought I think he does. I think he might like to go to One Republic. Need to Breathe was with them. And that was what specifically I wanted to go to, because Need to Breathe was opening up for them. And so anyways, that was a really cool thing that we did in August. And so I'm hoping soon, maybe before it gets too cold, we can go to Rocky Mountain National Park, because we still haven't gone there. We went and hiked. On my banner on my YouTube is Rattlesnake Gulch in El Dorado, where we went and hiked once. But we haven't been to, he's been with his friends and stuff, but I haven't been to Rocky Mountain. I've drove by it a couple times. I haven't been to Rocky Mountain National Park yet. So I'm hoping we can do that soon. But anyways, and we went out to eat last night, and so yeah, that's pretty cool. That's why I'm here. So I get to see him more often. And next month, maybe either November or December, I'm probably going to fly to Philly, because it's 1,700 miles and I'm tired of driving right now. I've gone almost 10,000 miles in my RAV now, and I need to get its oil changed. I can't believe it. I've gone that far in my RAV since June already, because I went to St. Louis to here, and then I went to California, and then I went up to Oregon, came back here, went to St. Louis again, came back here, and so now I've almost gone 10,000 miles in my RAV, and it needs an oil change. So, but anyways, I've gone over an hour. Nobody came up here. Oh, that's okay. I want to be alone. Who's that actress that said that? I can't remember. But anyways, thanks for coming in. I had a good birthday. I love it here in Denver. I'm loving my new apartment. Yeah. Next place I'm going is to see my grandbaby in Philly, probably, and then maybe courtside in January. Oh, I hope you have a speedy recovery, Dan. Thank you, everybody. Prayer works. So keep praying and pray for Red. Red will pray for you. Love y'all. Good night.